I'll just do a quick review over what we learned last week, which was suffixes. So suffixes is a group of letters that is added to the end of a base word. And remember, a base word is a word that can stand by itself. And when you add that suffix to the end of a base word, it creates a new word. So the suffix adds its own meaning to the base word. So for example, it changes neat to neatly. We added this at the end of the base word neat, so that means in a neat way. Or careful, which means full of care. Or teacher, which means a person who teaches. Editor, person who edits. Or careless, which means without care. So these are some of the suffixes. We have ly, which means in a certain way. Full, which means full of. Or, which means a person or a thing. And less, which means without. All right, so we are going to watch a brain pop on prefixes and suffixes.
What you doing? You want to study geology? I thought you were studying biology. And 2 weeks ago, it was Greek mythology. Pick an ology. Dear Tim and Moby, I just don't understand prefixes and suffixes at all. Please help. From Pat. Words can be broken down into different parts: roots, prefixes, and suffixes. A root is the essential part of the word, and it can't be broken down into any smaller parts. A prefix is a part of the word that goes before the root, and suffixes come after the root. How do you know what all the parts mean? Well, mostly it comes with practice. Prefixes and suffixes have definitions, just like root words. Let's look at the word dehydration. The prefix is de, the root is hydro, and the suffix is shun. De is a common prefix that means lack of. Hydra, the root word, comes from the Greek word for water. And shun here means something like a state of being. So if you put it all together, you can figure out the meaning of the word dehydration, a state in which something or someone lacks water. Let's look at another example. Unpleasantness. The prefix is un, which means not. Un is a really common prefix that we see in a lot of words. Uncommon, unlikely, undecided, unclear. Pleasant is the root word. Ness is the suffix, which means state of. So unpleasantness means the state of not being pleasant. Adding a prefix or suffix to a root word changes its meaning, and often it's part of speech. Well, adding the prefix un changes the meaning of pleasant to mean its opposite. Adding the suffix ness changes the word pleasant from an adjective into a noun. Well, no, not all words are made up of all three parts. Here's another word. It has only two parts. Biology. The root is bio, which comes from the Greek word for life. Ology, or logi, is a suffix that means the study of. So biology means the study of life. A lot of prefixes and suffixes come from Greek and Latin words. If you learn what some of them mean, you can figure out definitions of words you thought you didn't know. Common prefixes like anti, co, pre, and auto are easy to spot. And some common suffixes are ist, ism, able, and full. Thinking of a bunch of words that contain the same prefix or suffix can help you figure out its meaning. Well, let's think of some words that end in Gardener, runner, recorder. A gardener is someone who gardens. A runner is someone who runs. A recorder is a machine that records things. So I guess when a verb has at the end, it's describing someone or something that performs the verb's action. But a prefix or suffix might not always mean the same thing. For example, when you add to the end of an adjective, it means more, like in bigger, faster, or brighter. Hey, why are you looking at my head? What, do you want to study phrenology now? Timology? No, I don't think that's a real word.
Okay, prefixes. A prefix is a group of letters that is added to the beginning of a base word to make a new word. So that's how it's different from a suffix, because a suffix comes at the end, but a prefix comes at the beginning. The prefix adds its meaning to the base word. So some prefixes that you may have is un, which means not or the opposite of, Re, which means again or back. Pre, which means before, which is why it's called a prefix because it comes before the base word. And dis, which means not or the opposite of. So some examples of words that we could have is untrue, which would mean not true. Our base word is true. Our prefix is un. Retie, which means to tie again. If I say retie your shoelaces, that means you need to tie them again. Prepay, which means pay before. So when you go to the movie theater or certain places, you're going to have to prepay. You could buy it online and prepay, so you don't have to pay once you get there. And distrust, which means not trust. So I want you guys to take a second just to look at this and see. I want you to read or decode the words with prefixes below. Find the prefix in each word and circle it. Underline the base word. So right here I have the word unlock, replay, preschool, and dislike. So the prefix here would be un, it's right there. The base word would be lock. Prefix is re. Base word is play. Prefix is pre. Base word is school. And the prefix is dis, and the base word is like. So if I didn't know what unlock meant, I know what lock means. If I want to know what unlock means, I can say, oh, well, un means the opposite of. So this is, unlock means the opposite of lock, so that must mean that it's not locked. Or replay, well, I know that re means again, so if I want to do something, if I want to replay it, then that means I want to play it again. Preschool, well, pre means before, so this must mean before school. And dislike, well, I know what like means. Dis means the opposite of. All right, everybody, we are almost done. Just one more little activity practice that I want to do with you guys before we all log off. So we've been going over prefixes, suffixes, and base words. So down here I have 6 words written. And I want you guys to look at these words, and I want you to try to figure out what the base word is, because all of them have a base word. But some of them have prefixes, that means something that comes before the base word, and some of them have suffixes, that means it comes after the base word. So for example, I did the first one for you. So this one is unlock. Lock would be our base word, that's why I bolded it and underlined it, and un would be our prefix, because it came before the word lock. If this un was after the word lock, then it would be a suffix. So look at these next 5 and see if you can figure those out. I'll give you just a couple minutes, few seconds. All right, so let's just take a second to look at our answers, see if you got the same thing I got. So we did the first one. For this one, faith is the base word, full is the suffix. For this one, redo, do is the base word, re is the prefix. Useless, use is the base word, less is the prefix. Preheat, heat is the base word, pre is the prefix, and quickly, quick is the base word, and ly is the suffix. Hopefully you got the same answers I got. We are all done for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.